brings me great pleasure to officially inaugurate the National Council on Privatization.
The mandate is one of commercialization, privatization, optimizing government investment.
If we hadn't reformed the electricity sector, I'm sure by now there have been total chaos in the electricity sector. When you do this kind of reform, is that you must have a clear communication strategy on how to manage transition and ensure that policies are consistent. If investors don't have clarity, if they don't have clarity on what is happening in the industry, they will stay away.
Welcome to OTNA, your window to information on optimization. A sovereign nation is alive only when it grows, while constantly disregarding its outdated habits and assumptions. At the Bureau of Public Enterprises, there are no assumptions. It is believed that our nation, Nigeria, is alive and is growing, but much more is possible when privatization and commercialization transactions are enabled to thrive for the optimal benefit of all Nigerians. Welcome. It's yet another edition of OTNA, Optimizing the Nation's Assets. Here we trail the process of optimization of the nation's assets through privatization and commercialization. Thanks very much for joining us once again on the program. Today, we will be looking at the work done leading to the optimization of some of the nation's assets. Where do we begin? The Skyway Aviation Handling Company PLC, known as SAHCO, is an airport and aviation service provider. But with the BPE and optimization of their assets, SAHCO is now a leading airport and aviation service provider, offering a comprehensive range of services in terms of quality, with infrastructure now well upgraded. The core investor is Dr. Taiwo Afolabi, CON, Commander of the Order of the Niger. He is the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of CFAX Group and Chairman of SAHCO.
We're involved in play many major roles in so many industry in Nigeria. And we take, for instance, we're in the aviation sector where you are today, but majorly we started in the maritime sector, and we're into financial services too, oil and gas, and hospitality. In airline business, which is one of the, you can talk about the aviation now, you have to be prudent in whatever you do. But you find out Nigerians believe that because it's a cash cow business, they always dump their hands and believe that the money will come. But no, the margin is so minimal in aviation airline business. But you have to be very careful. Like us, we delve into handling. And I know the reason why. I believe handling is more, robust in the size, in the sense of that you don't carry risks that is more than. But in the airline, the risk is enormous. But handling, which I believe that I need to delve into, it's not carrying too much risk. When we took over here, there was nothing here. This building was not there. The automated wells was not there. The infrastructure we provided, they were not there. But we had to do it from the onset, from inception up to where we are today. So it's something that gave us joy to do. By the time we did our bidding, it was so transparent. In fact, the rigors was so much documents, everything you have to put together. We had to go and look for the technical partners in 2000, and I still remember 2006 that we took over the ports. And today we are there. There was nothing that was hidden. It was so transparent. Nobody came to us to tell us, please go and bring money or whatever. So I say kudos, I give it to the BP. They are doing the best and they are doing what they believe that should be a good thing for the entire nation.
The chairman of SAHCO, Dr. Taiwo Afolabi, talks on the challenges experienced and solutions leading to optimization.
In the area of maritime, you look at our ports today, the road is not good. The road is so bad. Access road to the ports is very, very bad. And I know that I will cry out to let the government know that it has to be fixed. I mean, you know that once you cannot access the port, what is meant that you won't be able to evacuate the containers in the port. A port is not meant to store. It's just for you to make sure that your goods, your containers are being taken away from time to time. And this is having the adverse effects on what we are doing in the port. And I think government is doing something about that. I know that they've started, doing the roads now, so that they are listening government anyway. And secondly, the one that is more important to us is about the scanners. The scanners are not working the port. So you can imagine where the clearing process, you have to drop. If you have 20, 30 containers, they want you to drop all the 30 containers at the same time. It's not all go well for agents. I'm telling you. And not that. It has a very big, how do I put it, burden on our equipment, because the equipment, the durability is going down. And we have already called the federal government that they must bring scanners. There is no point in other countries. You don't have to look at container physically. Once you have the scanner will scan, and they have the red flag, green flag. If there's something that there's dangerous goods or whatever, or you have something to hide that the federal government is not aware, the scanner will let you know. So you can imagine the dwell time of your container staying in the port. Nobody wants to do that, but we still have this problem. I believe that the CJ has addressed that issue now. I think they want to deploy scanners so that they make process of clearing seamless.
Now, with improved infrastructure, the difference, as they say, is clear, showing the transformation and milestones achieved post-privatization. I'm sure you want to see and know what big changes have happened. We were taken around by the head corporate communications, Vanessa. Let's go with her on a tour to see the changes as she leads us now.
Those are the containers, steel ones that you're looking at on the rack. This takes two now. So yes, so they put everything in here. So you can see some pallets, you can see some containers. Everything is now removed from the containers and even from the pallets. And that's where you have the custom, they will check everything. And because everyone you know that comes in, a message would have come to Nigeria. So they will just check it according to what they have. Also have the dangerous goods. We have some that we call dangerous goods, and they are 9 categories. kind of clothes on the rack. So they are called oversized. Yes, and these are the example of pallets.
Okay, these are pallets.
Yes. So you can see everything. These are pallets. Dangerous goods, and we have 9 categories, and for every cargo that comes in that is a dangerous good, we have to place them according to their categories to make sure that we don't mix them up together, because that can be very dangerous. So from here, whatever you've got on the documentation part of it, so once they are done with the documentation side and they are now clear to go, so they start from back here to be vetted there, and then after that, then you load it to the owners, and then it's loaded. We'll go to the loading. Once the agent is done with the documentation part of the cargo, they will come in and then they will send their documents here. So we will cross-check to be sure that they have all the documents ready. And everybody, all the parastatals have released them, the quarantine have done their own, customs have done their own, and then we will check which is what the SAHCO staff is doing right now. The auditors, they will check, have they paid the right levy, have they sorted out all the things they need to sort out. So once that is done, then it will now be released to them.
According to Dr. Taiwo Afolabi, Chairman SAHCO, the distance between dreams and achievements can only be traveled through the vehicle of hard work and determination. And that is the hallmark that the Bureau of Public Enterprises, BPE, also stands for: hard work and determination, wanting to see that transactions are completed, transparent, and results-oriented. And for us as Nigerians, Dr. Taiwo Afolabi says, don't lose hope. There is hope. Working hard is what successful people do.
You must set a goal for yourself. And you must be transparent in whatever you are doing. A lot of people now today, they want a company, but they like to cut corners. But I used to tell them, even myself, I used to tell them, you have to be transparent. You have to be open. You have to let people know what you want. Don't go and cut corners. Make sure that you are focused. Whatever you are doing, take the right path. And once you are doing that, you will never be a failure. There's nothing more than that. You have to be hardworking. You must know what you want. You must be determined and set a goal for yourself.
Now, let's move on to another asset optimized by the Bureau of Public Enterprises, BPE, APM terminals, known as APMT. They leverage over half a century of experience developing and operating advanced ports and container terminals. But with the optimization as midwifed by the Bureau of Public Enterprises, APM Terminals is well on a pathway to be the world's best terminal company. They are now constantly lifting the standard of customers' experience at each of their 60 strategic locations around the globe. They are also lifting the standard of responsibility. Now, let's hear from some critical stakeholders across the APMT value chain.
I'll say the process was a very, very good one. It was open, it was transparent, it was very, very professional. I still recall then during all the bid process, from the technical part to the financial part, government showed that they were ready to really do business. And I think that was part of the things that informed APM Terminals, that this public-private partnership that is being put together by the government, which BP was spearheading, it showed us that government was really serious for there to be the desired change in the port industry. So one of the key advancements for us is we're a technological driven company. We use a lot of technology to deliver results. Pre-concession, a lot of the business activities were manual, but now we have introduced digitalization. All our processes are digitalized. Right now, our customers can interact with us without even leaving the comfort of their homes. More than 95% of our services can be accessed via a portal. So the customers can actually go on our online portal and be able to book our services, get paid, make payments, obtain receipts, book an appointment to examine their container, process their TDOs, send in their trucks. So the entire process landscape has been put on a digital platform. When we took over this facility, the capacity was about 250,000 TEUs. Today, we have increased that capacity to over 1 million TEUs. That shows you the capacity we have brought in for the Nigerian market. You and I know that the Nigerian market is largely a consumer market. So you need a modern port that can handle this kind of volume. And APMT has been able to stand and provide the necessary infrastructure, the necessary investment to ensure that we're able to support the volume of trade that comes in through Nigeria, especially through the Lagos port.
APM Terminals taking over the port, being a multinational organization, has brought some best practice into how port operation is run. And in this regard, it covers different areas of the operation, where you look at the equipment, the facilities, the people, the kind of standard that is brought into the way of working as an organization. And most importantly, it's how we have leveraged automation to improve and bring a lot of efficiency.
Once you have a wallet with APMT, all your transactions is automated. The transaction is automated. What you do, once you are done with customs, and you get your TDO, it goes straight, to the computers, and they check your wallet, and your cargo is out.
Wow, a whole lot is being done, and a whole lot can certainly be achieved when assets are optimized. Well, let's shift our focus now, shall we? And this time we're going to the Apapa Bulk Terminal Limited, known as ABTL. Now, before the concession, ABTL was described as a scrapyard with uncontrolled movements of people, leading to rampant crime and criminality. However, after the concession, with a high level of investment and expansion made by the concessionaires, they are now contributing revenue and employment generation. Now let's follow our guide, Remy Akindele, Head of Operations at ABTL, as he leads us through how they function. Florence and Daniel were there for OTNA.
Okay, this vessel now came with wheat. I think it's about 52,000 metric tons of wheat that we have inside. Now that's one of the equipment that we use for the discharge.
Okay, this one?
Yeah, that's the DMH
Luckily for us, we have one of the deepest drafts in the Apapa port. This is about 13.5 meters. This vessel the initial draft should be around 12 meters. So she can come in easily into this berth. That is also one of the benefits of the concession. Most of the shallow drafts were dredged and cleaned, and then we have deeper drafts. Now these are the whole equipment before concession. This is the marine tower that I said could do about 350 tons per hour. Like I told you, it's dual purpose. You can use it for discharge purposes and use it for loading purposes as well. Pre-concession, the company wasn't doing that much as regards the discharge operations. For example, the rate at which we discharge, because the equipment we had that time were not, let's say, about 350 tons per hour. But now we have invested so much after concession, we invested so much into cargo handling plants. Now we have plants that can do up to 800 metric tons per hour. And that's about 14,400 in one day. That means if you bring in a vessel of 50,000, within 7 days we'll clear the vessel. And this is not what was happening before. Aside from the investment in cargo handling equipment, we also enjoy significant improvement in the security of the ports. And because we have invested so much in cargo handling equipment, we have invested in our personnel, and we can turn around vessel quickly. Previous turnaround was around 11 to 12 days. Now we're doing 7 days. We are doing 7 days, even for Panamax vessels. I'm talking about vessels laden with about 50,000 tons.
Apapa Bulk Terminal Limited provides a spectrum of facilities such as open and closed storage, ship repair facilities, cargo handling and consolidation, equipment rentals and lease, bonded warehousing, as well as multimodal cargo distribution and delivery, thereby adding tremendous value to the logistics chain and meeting the expectation of all stakeholders. OTNA, optimizing the nation's assets. Let's shift our focus now to the automobile industry. The automobile industry in Nigeria dates back to the early 1960s, when private companies pioneered the establishment of auto assembly plants using imported semi-knocked down components known as SKDs. The government became involved in the industry between 1970 and 1980, when it concluded agreements with some automobile plants in Europe to set up 2-car and 4-truck assembly plants. One of them is the National Trucks Manufacturers NTM, located in Kano, northern Nigeria. We spoke with the company secretary, Mr. Fidelis Samaila.
As an automobile organization, National Trucks provides employment, and of course is one of the greatest source of income to the federal government, state government, and the local government where the company is situated. So all of them are benefiting a lot from National Trucks. It has been going on since after the privatization, because with the coming of BPE, we started production. Yes, they invested a lot of money, made a lot of changes in the assembly line to become competitive with other assembly companies or competitors, establish a lot of outlets like sales and maintenance.
The Bureau of Public Enterprises, BPE, charged with the overall responsibility of implementing the Nigerian policy on privatization and commercialization, is clearly living to her bidding. The success stories show that it is true and it's real. Like the flourishing palm tree, the gains of privatization and commercialization as midwifed by BPE keeps flourishing and is clear for all to see. And that's where we draw the curtains on this edition of OTNA, Optimizing the Nation's Assets. Our next edition promises to bring you more on the gains of privatization and commercialization. My name is Tokbe Ujeme. On behalf of the crew, it's bye for now.
Yes, there were challenges in terms of public perception as selling assets, but if government assets are not performing and they are consuming their budget, there is no alternative.
Labor issues are very, very thorny and very, very difficult to resolve. Things cannot be the same way it used to be before this enterprise are transitioned to private sector players. So they need to be flexible and to be understanding and to know that the demands are quite different.
OTNA, Optimization on the go.